back. Yeah.
Look, crazy 8th the grade, nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sith is, just don't ask me what my pen is like. They know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm Dennis Nice. Sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes with Shirley Cole. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this rope provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backwards. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted drills you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews on Anne Rice. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, the pen is made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't know this harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm Mary band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blur's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it is your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in. That camera looks so weird right now, but we're just gonna roll with it. This is your man on the wall, Chris Fury. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. And if it's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. You'll enjoy the ride. I hope you enjoy everything that we put out here, and laugh along with us as well. Also, if you're a returning member, thank you once again. Show your love as always on the YouTube channel and wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find us everywhere, including Roku on your Roku devices through Always Press Record. We are very much good members of Always Press Record, so you can check us out there. Tonight, we're starting a little late with the spooky stuff, but that's okay because everybody wanted their turn on the ship. So without further ado, I want to bring on our very own Grid of Horror, Lainey from Geek by Heart. What's up, Lainey?
What is going on? I just want to make sure I'm not echoing.
No, you're fine.
Yes, making sure that the equipment is actually working the way it's
Not yet, Christy. Not yet, Christy. Jesus.
So no, Christy, it's a running joke. When Bama says boobies, I say dick. So, just to balance it out. And then, of course, Navy got another joke. It says prostate. So there you go. So we just gonna roll with it. So if you want to put in something, Christy, by all means.
Lord have blessed, best protected. With all that being said, I guess we need to bring in the preacher in the pulpit. Maybe myself. What's going on?
Navy, you was definitely wrong for that and right for that all at the same time, and I love it.
You know what? Hey, as soon as you see him say boobies, I say, "Oh hell, here we go."
You already knew.
It's a linguistic warfare. Let's go. Let's go. So, Chris, I got to show this to you. This is something that I have had for a while, but I knew you'd appreciate it because everybody knows I play trading card games.
Right.
So years ago, a friend of mine knew that I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. Y'all already know this. So they created a play mat for me.
Oh,
that's cute.
I like it.
Okay.
This bad boy. I said, how'd you know? She said, I know you. Bless your heart. I said,
It's
This
always
thing-
it's always nice to have friends that just know.
That are creatives.
right. And lady, you sound amazing, girl. I don't know what you did with your sound quality and everything. You sound like Chris. You sound freaking phenomenal over
I'm
here.
trying. We got mics and everything. I'm trying. We got like
Laney has been
mics.
stepping up her streaming game.
For
That's,
real, she making me
on...
look bad. It's like grill on the wall now.
No. I'm not making nobody look bad. I'm bringing y'all in with me so we can all look great together. Don't play that.
Oh yeah, nice
Lord.
try. Yeah, I see how you did that. No, it's not.
We're figuring it out.
Don't worry.
Our very own Shoyo was in the building. What's going on, Shoyo?
Hey, what up?
How you guys doing?
Last week she was typing up for the Daily Planet. I don't know if she got that together this week.
Hopefully you met that deadline from Lois Lane, because you know how she can be a bitch about the deadline.
I have no idea. And honestly, if I start typing and you hear it, hey, I can't be blamed at this point.
She says she's like, I'm done. She's like, I'm done. I don't want to worry about it no more.
Yeah, at that point, it is what it is. I can't do nothing about it.
I take it. I take it.
Oh, that's right.
Oh man, our boots on the ground is in the building. Tafari TV. What's up, Tafari?
Hi, Safari.
My guy.
He's looking through Blu-rays. We are in trouble. That's all I gotta say. We are in trouble.
It took long enough to get here, and I had to wait for them to restock it. So
This man is always
there are some Blu-rays still floating about in certain areas. You just have to know where to look. They're trying to keep it alive, keep physical alive, please.
My goal is to find
can't find this anywhere.
Jeez. My goal is to find all the DVDs of all the anime movies that came out before, like Wicked City, Demon City, Shinjuku, and just stock up on those, because those are treasures. You can't find
So in
them.
other words, you need Suncoast City to come back. Is that what you?
Suncoast Video was my shit. Oh my gosh. Every payday.
The only way to fly.
Please bring them back. They were worth
Why
something.
is it the places that had the most that you could gain no longer are around? You don't have any Toys R Us, any KBs, no Suncoast Video, Blockbuster, had some gems.
FYE.
Hollywood Video, FYE, even Spencer's Gifts has changed.
Is FYE dying out too?
Yeah. We had one around here. It went bye-bye. You ever seen a grown man cry?
Wait, Spencer's gift has changed?
Yeah, they've changed over the years. Because I used to get prank gifts out of Spencer's.
I feel like you still okay. Then maybe it's because that might be a regional thing. I feel like you still
So
can.
now it's not it. You can, but I think the selection is smaller than it was before. So yeah, now it's more like graphic tees, which I love, and then it's like all the way in the back is all the sexy stuff, which that never changed. But it seems like that section's gotten bigger. But
Hey man, I see that section in the front, to be honest.
You can't even call it Spencer's anymore. It's like Spencer's.
Depending on what you want, it definitely could be right outside of.
It'd be right in the front.
I mean, you can still get your nerdy stuff out of there, some of your pops and everything else, which I got Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and the Prince as well. I did gang them when we were out of town. I seen him like, hey, I'll take that. I'll take 2 for $5. I'll take that. Yeah. So why not? But yeah, it's still a few of them, but I think there's still a FYE. I know when we were in PA, they had one, and it still had like records, action figures in the back, but their pricing for the figures is like, that's highway robbery.
Now that's something that's changed because FYE just was CDs and movies. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else you were just talking about, that's within the last 10 years.
Yeah. And when I say like they jacked the price up, I have Storm from X-Men 97 and I got it for $25. But at FYE, they were asking for like 40.
Oh, nope.
And I'm like, look, I love the goddess.
Prices. What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, I love the goddess, but I know you're trying to get me.
Yeah, FYE, Spencer's, Hot Topic, they'll have it. It's just gonna be overpriced as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing hot about
that's why I never shopped at either of those places for.
See,
You're better off. Your skin's clearer because you haven't gone. So appreciate that. You
No,
have a
like
better
I
complexion.
just every time I've gone in there, it's just been like
Whiskey Man 70 over at IG said they used to sell imitation Oscars. They did.
They did.
Right?
They did. They did. They used to sell imitation Oscar
Nah,
awards.
I remember that.
why like none of the things in either of those stores ever seemed worth it. So I just never bought anything.
Yeah,
Even if
you'll
I
find a gem every now and then if you go in there. Yeah, no Mal, you're right. You're right. 14-year-old me walking into Spencer's and I'm like, is that real Spanish fly?
Mommy, what Spanish flight? We're going. We're leaving.
Okay.
No, literally going into the mall with my mom one time, and I seen some posters I wanted to get, and she was like, "What is all of this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I don't look at that stuff. I'm coming in here after posters,"
Lord have mercy.
which I still have to this day.
If anything, they get me for the cups. I love a good cup. They be having nice little cups, and I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, my pockets, I'm too disciplined. I feel like y'all not gonna get me. I'm here with my friends. They gonna buy some. I'm not buying none. So
Lunchbox is a good place to get stuff.
oh
my god, I will go broke in there.
You go broke by walking in Lunchbox. I see
that's the place I need to start selling CDs. Like I need if they get Blu-rays and DVDs in there, they'll just put everybody else out of business.
Absolutely.
They can easily do it because they have every genre in there. In Lunchbox, they have all of them. They have all the genres.
Everything.
You're set. Star Wars, set. Harry Potter, locked in. Anime, you got it. Comics, we got it too.
Yeah, but that makes too much sense, heaven forbid. Retail actually makes sense. Shocking. Wow. Well.
You see that it was the Fredericks you could walk in.
Oh my god.
You're not lying though.
She is not wrong. Oh my gosh. Yo,
Crazy.
Fredericks of Hollywood was the catalog that would go around. And it didn't matter where it was. That was like the legal Playboy.
Fredericks of Hollywood and JC Penney catalog.
Yo. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? How many of us as a kid would take, I don't know, service merchandise catalog and just say, ooh, when I get older, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get that. JC Penney. Oh my gosh, what else was
we were between the JC Penney catalog, the Toys R Us magazine, not brochure, magazine.
Sears and Roebuck.
Sears and Roebuck. We would cut the pictures out or take the pages out. Yeah, and take the pages out. Yep. So that way, when we went to our mother, this is what we wanted for Christmas. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have to write out no list. Like here's a booklet. We put it together. This is.
That's the word. Hell no.
That is real. I remember doing that.
Wow.
Shit.
Going to Toys R Us and seeing what game you was gonna get. So you say, I'm gonna get this ticket, get this ticket, and take them home.
My mother was smart. She never took us into Toys R Us. I had to see it from commercials because she knew we were gonna lose our collector shit.
No, that's crazy.
Maybe
to not take it on purpose is crazy work.
My mother knew, but people had Toys R Us in my area. We had Children's Palace, which was
the
same
third
thing.
store. Yeah.
See, Chris knows about it because that was a Midwestern store. You hear Children's Palace, like, oh, we're going to no, damn it, what? Nothing.
There are our Saturdays for me and my buddies. Our Saturdays consisted in going to the mall where they had a KB toy stores, and then going across the street where they had a Children's Palace, and then right next door was Toys R Us.
Y'all was living good.
Oh, we were kings.
We were kings. Oh my god.
Can we also throw in there software, etc. Walden Books.
Walden Books is always a plus.
That was
Walden Books saved your boy. Because there was a bookstore, there was a comic book store called Spellbinders, may they rest in peace. And I was cleaning up on the store I worked next door. I used to get tips. So I would take my tips, go next door, get my pull list. Then I was cleaning up house. You know, those were the days. That was in the early 90s. That was the 90s when Peter Parker had like 7 titles and the X-Men had 12.
Only 12.
Like, yeah. And Spawn was really the hot commodity at that time. And when they closed down, they had moved out to Stowe, Ohio. They still had a spot out there, but then they closed down. And then there was no other area near me within bus distance that had comic books. So I just stopped collecting for a while. And then Walden Books, I was in the mall one day and I seen Garth Ennis run on X-Men. And I said, is this what happened to Beast? Hold on. I'm back in.
That kind of shows you how it was back then with the way stores were named, the nomenclature, because my comic book store was known as Comic Carnival and Science Fiction Emporium. And I would say it so fast. Oh, I forgot about Second and Charles. That's one store I've never been to.
What's up, Lizzie?
What is that?
Hey, Lizzie.
In charge.
Second and Charles is a very interesting geek and nerd store. You couldn't tell by the name.
Oh Lord, not Adam and Eve, Lord.
Okay. Malika, I'm really concerned about you, sir. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah.
Adam and Eve's up there with Cinemax. We don't talk about certain things. Yo.
And Fridays after midnight, it was known as Skinemax. So.
Lady Chatterley's everything, okay?
It is probably the reason why I wear glasses now.
Stop. We're watching the squiggly lines together.
That close?
I learned a lot of puzzle solving. Let's just say that.
Nah, Cinemax, HBO, late night, and all that stuff used to get me in trouble.
Oh my
Showtime too.
My mom worked days, so she would be sleeping, and me and my sisters would be right there in front of the TV. Like, which one? And I watched a lot of Monty Python thanks to Cinemax. So thank you for my Monty Python education. Nasty asses.
Just when you have the controller ready, just to press the back button, because when I hear the footsteps, we had automatic lights in the hallway. If I saw
talk about not trusting anybody.
Let me tell you.
Immediately, I'm watching something entirely different. What are you talking about?
Let me tell you. This was after me and the wife were married, and it was a couple years into the marriage. And the area we stayed in an up and down apartment building. Mm-hmm. And the neighbor downstairs, her son, she was going out, so her son wanted to stay the night. It was cool, so we said, "Come on up." So my son, they was playing video games. My son passes out, and the neighbor's kid, they was watching Cartoon Network. And this was the time where like whatever was on the television in the living room would show up in whatever other room, the main room, like the bed. So if you had to hit that back button, that's going to change the channel too, right? So my wife, she's passed out. I'm in the bed and I'm on my way out, but the TV was on, and I noticed like I'm facing the wall, but I noticed the light kept changing. So I got up, I went to the bathroom, and I noticed my son is out. He's not faking. He's out. I know he's out. But the friend was up, and he had the remote next to him. No, he was knocked out, but he was out. He was sleeping. But the remote was next to him.
Sleeping.
And so I went on back to bed, and I'm facing the wall, and I said, I'm gonna wait to see how this play out. And so sure enough, I seen the light change. Where'd it go to? HBO. What was the last channel? Cartoon Network. And I'm like, okay, let's I'm up now. I'm intrigued. I want to see how this plays. And sure enough, what was the show called? Real Sex.
Oh, Real Sex was just general.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was Real Sex, and that's what was on. And he's watching it, and I noticed he's watching it, and I'm laughing because I'm snickering. And so I rolled, and I guess I hit the wall, and you heard it, and the TV flipped right back to Cartoon Network. And I said, I'm gonna go on to sleep. I'm gonna let that boy alone. I was like,
oh, right, no.
You know, his heart was beating out of his chest. He knew it was like, I've been discovered.
Then you need to give him just a look.
So the next morning,
I remember that.
So the next morning when I got up, and I was just laughing. My wife was like, "What's so funny?" And I said, "I'll tell you later." And so when he went home, I told her, she was like, "Well, why didn't you say something?" I said, "That was a rite of passage. I would not dare."
That's insane.
I said, "I would not dare discourage that young man from exploring." Like, why? She was like, "Why? You did it?" And I said, "That is not on discussion." Mal said he was getting good education. Exactly. Who am I to stop the children from learning?
Oh
Lord
gosh,
have mercy.
that's all right. I'm good. I was learning romance from Lady Chatterley. She would show me how to do it with a bit of a British tone to it. So it was quite a wonderful journey indeed. Yes.
So yeah, it was definitely something. Hey Lizzie.
Thank you, Lizzie.
Thank you.
Lizzie. And there was too many.
Tafari, no, he ain't no.
All of
no
these
chump.
general things just was crazy, man.
I should have known Tafari was gonna come out the gate like that.
It's just like, oh, it's fun in movies. Now we just gonna get a bunch of strangers in the car to tell you the most random and most like dark, gritty shit for the next 2 hours, and it's just
real talk. Taxi cab confessions. It became like, ooh, this is saucy, and then you be like, oh my god, what?
It goes from like, this is saucy to I'm an accessory to a crime. Like what? I think one of the people on there, I can't remember. I think it's Todd Phillips or somebody who worked on one of these Batman-related films. He wasn't saying nothing crazy. He was just kind of rambling about like just life in general.
Yeah, the Joker.
Basically, somebody's like, and all that stuff he just confessed in his car turned into the Joker film.
Jeez. Taxi cab confessions before Pornhub was Pornhub.
Oh my goodness. All the soft porn.
Exactly, Liz. No. It's a rite of passage. It's how you learn how to work a remote control in the dark without even looking at it. Messing around.
I remember when I got caught. And I never let it happen again.
Ooh, explain how you got caught. What happened?
I'm curious.
I'm very curious.
So, like I said, I was in that room. We call it the kicking room.
Yeah, you call it that room.
Yeah, because we call it the kicking room, and I was just in there late at night just chilling. But I remember I was watching Amory, that movie Amory, but I was watching another, sexual show. I can't remember what the sexual show was. If I'm being honest, I don't fucking know. I remember, I was switching back and forth every time I saw the light come on. But you can turn the light from automatic to just on or off. And so my mom, I think, had just turned it off. And so I didn't know that. But at some point, she opened the door and I was sitting in the chair. It's like this, big grandpa looking chair that kind of rocked back and forth type of stuff. I'm just sitting there watching the thing. And she opened the door. I tried to change it. And she said, what are you watching? I said, I'm watching Amory. And she was like, yeah, okay, go. Like, when the teacher tap you on the shoulder, like, yeah, go on and sign out for me, baby.
She said, go ahead and sign out for me.
Like, she made me get up, and my room is across the hall. And I remember the next day she had a conversation with me, and she was like, yeah, you're done for like 3 weeks. And I was just like, I was just watching Amory, like I was committed. And but I will never forget, because there were so many fucking movies. Like soft porn is actually crazy, because soft porn, they don't actually like to show you the thing. And so I'm just like, I remember being like, dang, I got in trouble. And I didn't need, like, they don't even show you their part, for the most part. And I was just like, I was so mad, because I was like,
you were cheated.
Why did you turn off the light? What's the reason? It's automatic. Like I was just so mad.
What was the reason? What was the
That
reason?
was the reason. She just knew that was happening.
She
But,
got busted. Now you're trying to be like,
Yep.
I was watching
Yeah.
Emery.
She knew way before that you knew that she knew.
Yeah, I was watching Amory, and to this day, I don't even remember what Amory was about. I don't think I've ever finished the movie because I was watching it and not watching it, so I don't think I've ever finished it.
So he was like, I don't know what else. It was Marie. I like the way it sounds.
I
That's
was
what it
watching it,
was.
and yet I don't
I've
remember.
never finished it. Oh my
My-
goodness,
Your life was
Yep.
ruined for a show you don't remember.
I don't. But I still watched
Oh, my
afterward. I mean, there was no way. They started putting parental control on it. I just was too. I'm sorry. I was just too good. You know, when you got a job to do, you just, you're just curious. You just do it. I don't know, but
it's like, okay, you can go ahead and clock out for me.
Mhm.
no,
That's it.
for real, that's what it felt like.
I'm gonna tell you, Chris, you may remember this. You remember the company Cablevision?
Yes.
Okay, so when my grandmother got cable, they didn't have the remote controls like we know now. They had these boxes where you had to move a button horizontally between each of the stations. So so you hear this really loud click. So it used to drive my grandmother crazy because we just kind of go, if you don't stop messing with my controller, I will hurt you. Yes, ma'am. But there was no way in the world that you could get away with anything with this controller because HBO, Showtime, and Cinemax were at least 6 clicks apart. So there was no way that you could be slick about it without being heard. It's like, can I turn the channel? Yes. Click, click. Where you turning it to? Nickelodeon.
It was the click, click.
Mhm.
Good Lord.
You
It
hear
was
it
the
as
click,
loud as day. It's like hearing a, oh my gosh. So one day my sisters and I said, we go watch Showtime tonight. Grandma is a light sleeper. No, she not. She took a little bit so she's knocked out.
click.
So my baby sister
He
is
said
going.
not a little bit of
She's peeking in the door. It's like, okay, grandma sleep. Okay. So we go over and we hear click, click, click. What are y'all doing? I thought she was drunk. I thought so too. Nothing. Take your ass to bed. Yes, ma'am. 10 minutes later, click, click. I told y'all. We're just not gonna win this.
Oh,
Thank God for remote controls.
Lizzie said, I'm gonna never forget when parents sat me down like, oh, we saw what you were watching. This is true.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
this site you went to, but this one you didn't, and this the one you did is not this one. So yeah.
No.
That's almost embarrassing as the birds and the bees comments.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. I hated those.
So I take it Mal was trying to learn the fine art of rewinding in the exact spot where he left it.
Oh nah.
Hey man.
That's crazy.
Diabolical. Look, Tafar was like,
No.
And then
Yeah.
DVDs.
No,
came
I'm reading Christy's whole team about how it was a comment about how it was a team effort for her and her cousin.
This is the same thing when Amy said.
It had to be because you couldn't do this on your own. We weren't
Oh,
James
it's a
Bond.
whole family affair, no matter what.
Exactly. We were fucking the shit up. You had to have at least a 2-3 man team.
Mm-mm.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
Now, see, I wasn't close enough to my cousins to trust them to do no shit. Like, I did this shit in the comfort of my home. Ain't no, ain't no
that team consisted of me and my brother. That's what that team was.
Mm.
It was a one-man team for me. I wasn't doing nothing with no one.
No comment.
She said,
Okay,
Lindsay
good.
said, my parents are old school Caribbean. I didn't think detective was part of that also.
It is, but they're just trying to protect you from
It's
who they-
silent.
That's it.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Chrissy said it. That's why it's my job.
Hey.
I paid attention to detail. Look,
Nah, I
you
can
learn so
understand
much
that.
sneaking around as a kid. You learn how to breathe a certain way, how to walk a certain way,
Absolutely.
paying attention to detail, knowing exactly where things were. Look, it's a whole generation of kids who are literally Bruce Wayne out this damn piece. So
Hey man, you can't hide nothing from me. To this day, if I want to find it, I promise you I'll find it and I'll put it back. You won't know that I took one of them.
It's literally now you know why that grandmother from Boys in the Hood, when she walked in the room, she was like, it was like she smelled sex in the air. She knows something ain't right. That's all. She just knows something ain't right.
We grew up with Encyclopedia Brown, so I'm telling you, you're gonna find that, you're gonna solve that mystery.
Wow, that's bringing it back.
Right? Yeah. These kids don't understand. I'm just gonna click on check it out. Nah, pulling those books open and be like, okay, what's the clues? Okay, turn to this page. Okay, well, so and so did it. You solved it. Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come right back. We're gonna talk about a little bit of news and those damn Falcones. We'll be right back.
I'm Tony Weaver Jr., author of Weirdo and player of Magic the Gathering, and you are watching Bird's Eye View.
Ready to produce your own cartoon or anime? What about publishing a comic or graphic novel? Would you be interested in having your own video game? How about all three? Yeah, that's right, all three. Welcome to the Indie Creative Masterclass. Learn the unique make-away method. It shows creative people like you how to get more done faster and for less money. No crowdfunding needed, because we're going to save you thousands of dollars. We'll show you how to get your books printed for less than $1. We'll connect you with people who create dope art animation for ridiculously cheap prices, and others that will get your video games done in a few weeks, not months, weeks. All this without AI. Learn from the master himself, the sensei of getting it done, Hotep. You'll know him. He's the guy that made indie history by launching his brand with multiple graphic novels, an anime series, and video games all on the same day. And he's showing everything. Who he uses, what programs he uses, how much he pays, everything. He'll even show you how to get your books in stores. This is specifically for indie creatives and people who don't have big budgets. If you're tired of trying to find a way, we'll show you how to make a way. The Indie Creative Masterclass. Let's get it done now.
So, everyone, if you want to create your own comic, video game, whatever, you're in some kind of form of entertainment, you can go to makeaway.teachable.com and use Blerd's Eye as the discount code. And trust me, you're going to get a huge discount on that. So those are for your listeners out there who have not seen the show, but you might want to watch the show. And so with that being done, let's bring the crew back in.
I thought that was pre-recorded.
Oh,
I thought about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, that's him.
no, just
it's cool. Yeah, it's
not
cool.
not blow my own horn or anything. I'm just good.
It's loud tooting. It's what it is. It's loud tooting.
No, that comes out the basement. I'm
not fooling with that. I'm not fooling with that.
Absolutely not.
Oh man, let's get into it. James Gunn gave us a nice little treat today. He has shown us the first visual of Crypto. That's going to be in the new Superman film that he has going on. Right now, this is a visual. Actually, that's a visual from a comics panel where Clark and Crypto are sitting on the moon looking at the Earth. So it's actually cool. Those who may have their hangups about what Crypto looks like, his variation differs. It was different on Smallville. It was different in the comics in certain aspects, but most of the time is, and I think it's fitting of the aesthetic of who Clark is. Clark wouldn't have a pit bull or anything like a big dog. He would have like your typical small dog or farm dog.
Give him a Jack Russell. Just keep it going.
Yeah, leave that up to Bruce to have Ace the Bat Hound. Actually, Damien. Shit. That's Damien's dog now. I don't give a damn what's going on.
No comment. I got nothing.
The Penguin never seems to disappoint.
Mm-mm.
This is episode 4 we're in now. And this is an episode that really did not focus on Oswald at all.
Yep.
And let me tell you, people, this is how you tell a good story. You see Oswald in just a small handful of scenes at the beginning of the episode. After that, it's all Sophia Falcone. And you can't blame her for what she did. You cannot blame her for 1 ounce of what she did. Shout out to Mark Strong, who plays a younger version of Carmine Falcone, who was actually previously played by I can't remember the actor's name right now. Thank you, John Turturro, in the Batman film. But he plays it so well that you don't really pay that much attention unless you have a keen eye. You're just like, oh yeah, that's Mark Strong. Oh, he's playing Carmine. Okay, well, whatever. And yeah, you're right. Justice for Sophia Falcone, because you can she was the straight arrow. She was helping women who needed help and everything else. She had a whole thing set up, and then a reporter comes to her and wants to talk to her about there's some things happening. Some women are committing suicide and everything else. And here we are. Falcons aren't supposed to talk to reporters because it's Gotham, and you already know what that's all about. There's always some kind of damage somewhere. Carmine set her ass up, your own daughter, and set her up for failure. She didn't know what was going on, and they messed her up. And it's foul. Especially if you've seen the Batman, then you see, you're just like, oh, it's always been Carmine. It's always been Carmine. And I can't blame Sophia for going the route she did, because they've been trying to force her out for the longest. Oh, we're going to send you off to Italy in a couple weeks. We want you out the way. You're a distraction. You're a girl. You're crazy. You're this. And it's none of those things. She's just out of pocket. Or they're out of pocket. And so they wanted crazy.
They got crazy.
They got crazy. They got crazy. That's what they get. They wanted crazy. They got crazy. Except for the baby cousin. Except for the little cousin. She's like, she ain't got nothing to do with the drama that's going on in this family. I'm going to take her in the greenhouse, and she's going to have all the cake she wants. I'm going to take care of the rest of these bastards and take them out.
I thought she was gonna call in a hitman or something, but that was a great way to do it.
Yep.
But I've been saying
very cutesy, very demure.
There's that damn word again.
Tell him, Kira. Yeah, get in there, get them likes up. Quit playing, y'all.
I've been saying since the first episode, the first time we met her, even if she didn't do anything, you don't go into Arkham sane and come out the same way, especially if you weren't supposed to be there in the first place. And it was one of the doctors, the
Rush,
the pusher dude from Luke Cage.
He was actually trying to help her.
Well, that was Rush.
Yeah, I was like, I know I've seen this face somewhere.
Yeah, he was actually trying to help her. It was nothing.
I ain't gonna hold you. I actually thought that he was gonna try to rape her. To be honest with you. Like just the way he was acting in the beginning, I was like, "Oh, he's giving creep vibes."
Yeah.
The fact that they put her through so much but didn't go that route, I kind of appreciate. Like,
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Even then, when they let the homegirl walk free without chains, I'm like, so we all just gonna sit here and let this happen? Because I'll fight back. I'm not gonna just get my ass in front of the whole cafeteria on day one.
10 years. She was only supposed to be there for a few months, and he kept her in there for 10 years.
They drove that woman crazy.
Sure did.
They pushed her to the edge.
They got what they deserved.
And then finding out that everybody who's been trying to ship her off all wrote letters to basically keep her in there the entire time. So it's literally pretty much everyone's fault that she stayed that long.
Yep.
Yeah, Dad set it up. He pulled the strings. He said, "Yeah, we got to keep her in there, all to keep the heat off of him." And
he pulled them quick. I mean, she wasn't even at home. She didn't even get home from the party of when she confronted him and she got arrested. Like she pulled them quick.
she was like, the minute he found out we don't talk to reporters, it was over. The buttons were already being pushed. He already knew what he was going to do.
That's
And I'm like, dude, you're a bastard for real. Like, for real. So, what did you think about it, Lainey?
Oh man, I mean, first off, the writing made you feel it more than anything. And I don't know the girl's name because I just kind of knew her from How You Met Your Mother, How I Met My Mother. But that actress, we always talk about Colin Farrell needing to get an Emmy. She's got to be on the other side of that as a supporting actress, because
I
if
say that
she didn't win that right now in that episode, I don't know what will get her to that. Because between that writing and between the way that she portrayed the downfall, like I like how Tafari was like, you know what, I would have fought back. I don't think she knew how to. You know what I mean? And the fact that she didn't fight back,
Kristen Milani.
Kind of so there you go. You just kind of saw it just creep until then when she just killed Mags. I was like, okay, you got it. You got it.
I was like, man, you got the one that wasn't even bugging you like that. That wasn't even threatening you. You went after the other one.
Well, she thought that she might have been a plan. So
yeah. At that point, they were pushing her that way though. They were just like,
you had no move at that point.
Yeah. She was like, and she kept saying when she did the deed, she was like, I'm innocent. I'm like, unfortunately, not anymore.
Who cares?
I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. You're not the innocent one now, because now you knock somebody off while in custody, and that can't help your case any now. It's like they put you in the craziest, unproductive place in the city, because let's face it, Arkham is worthless.
Gee, whatever gives you that idea.
Arkham is the worst mental hospital I've never seen. I'm like, everybody's inept. Like the guards is like the guards is like, look,
look the other way.
They just paid to look. Doctors is like, hey, we can do whatever we want. It was like, and get paid for it. Yeah, you're right. You said, yeah, she was locked up. She was locked up forever. Daddy took away the due process quick. He did.
And the family got what they deserved when she got her. There wasn't no playing around.
So, what you think? What you think, Navy?
I enjoyed this one. It's always good to have a background story on why a character goes awry or why they have the motivation to do what they do. And she fascinated me from the beginning because you could just tell there was so much in her box, but you couldn't quite tell what it was. And I think what she did with Gia just shows that she still has a heart. And she is not about...
She's not crazy.
No, she's not insane. It's all just mass hysteria and total destruction. She's like, no, there are a couple who had nothing to do with it. Well, one, and that was Gia. And everybody else like, yeah, I'm not even going to kill you quickly. You don't deserve that. I'm going to let it be slow and easy. So the only two that got spared were Vidi and Gia. Vidi was like, bring your ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coming. Okay.
He said, Bama said, how is Arkham still in business? Here's the thing about Gotham.
Government contracts.
Literally.
All in Donald Trump.
Arkham is so deep embedded in just crime that it doesn't matter what Batman does. It just, like, I get he's fighting an uphill battle. His heart's in the right place when it comes to that, but it is so deep rooted past his own parents. It's deep. It's such a deep rooted cesspool. Like,
it kind of goes along the same lines of why is Joker still around? Because as much as you want him to go bye-bye, he's an integral part of the story. Arkham is an integral part of the setting. It is Gotham in its own way. It is a small version of Gotham because you have your heroes inside, but you also have your villains and you got your rogues gallery. So in actuality, when you look at the inner workings of Arkham Horror, you are literally seeing Gotham in itself in just a smaller frame.
Yeah. It's sort of like that's the normalcy of it all. That's the normal. It's like, you know, you hear those speeches Batman saying, oh, they're the poison of Gotham, and they're like, no, actually, you're considering on Gotham's side of it, you're the poison. Because all of this other stuff, you know, clowns running rampant, people gassing everybody, and that's normal for them, you know.
He likes riddles. He's a bird.
Yeah,
He's
like you're the one that's out of place, you know. So you're right, Navy. I think that the hospital is just like, hey, we can contain just enough, because if we can't let it all out, because then it's complete chaos. We're like, you know, just randomly here and there, you know.
It's like a diorama of Gotham, literally a diorama.
You know, so I'm glad you said this. That Bruce Wayne could use money to fix Gotham. He does, but he tries. You know, those who are, you know, lower and destitute, hurting for jobs, he gives them jobs. You know, he has all these programs. However, once again, uphill battle. Because you might have this, hey, this is Gotham Hospital. You know, this is Gotham University. They might have these great programs, but who are they really working for? The people that's behind these big corporations and these big businesses and everything else. Who are they actually working for? You know, that money's Bruce is like, yeah, I got this funding to help, you know, kids who are orphaned. We got this money over here to help people get jobs who are just getting out of prison. We got this money over here for the guy whose neck I just chopped, and now I have to make sure he can get health insurance. You know, so he's pumping money in the right places, but he's only one man. Like, meanwhile, across the pond, over at Metropolis, Lex is like, as crooked as I am, I hate going to that city. Lex hates going to Gotham. He knows it's dirty. He's like, look, at least I have a way of covering. At least it's under one umbrella with me, you know. And I do my dealings on the side, and they don't know about it. It doesn't affect everything else. I just want the big blue Boy Scout. That's it. But yeah, it's Gotham something else. The cinematography, and if I'm taking a wild guess here, but the people who are doing the cinematography got to be the same people who did the movie, because at least these shots they take are quite beautiful. The contrast when they're like when they show Penguin in the club, and you got all the light. That's the most light you ever see. That's like as far as brightness, that's the most you ever see is when they're in the club setting. Other than that, like it's this dull.
Can I say that I kept looking at Victor. I was like, why does Victor look familiar? He was Alex Wilder in The Runaways. Oh my gosh. Yo. I was like, why did it is bugging me. And then when I found out, I said, okay, I fucks with you. Because he was my favorite in the whole show. He was trying to keep them together. I love it.
He almost didn't even age. He still absolutely.
He got taller. It's like he got taller.
He's drinking the California water, is what it is.
Oh,
Shoyo, don't do that.
Come on, Shoyo.
Shoyo, don't do that. You know that water's got something in it. Don't do it. That's why you
now. Mal says Gotham is a cursed town like Sunnydale and Hawkins, Indiana.
Yep. Nailed it.
Which is why Sunnydale is no longer on the map.
Nailed it.
Hawkins, Indiana, according to the last season we've seen, might as well not be on the map.
It's so sad being from Indiana. Every time I see any type of science fiction, fantasy, or horror setting, it's a town in Indiana. I'm like, damn it, pick another state.
Don't
Go to
feel bad.
Nebraska. They got all that field. Use
Not
them.
Nebraska, not the Cornhuskers.
Use Wyoming. Nobody goes there.
I don't feel
Not
bad.
the
I
Cornhuskers.
they keep saying that there's a hellmouth here in Cleveland, and I said, well, that explains quite a bit. So
I just think Texas is pissed off all the ancestors. We can't get a breeze through this bitch. Like not a gust of wind from a hurricane. It went up and then hit a hard left turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Injustice he has, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dairy Maine, Christy in Dairy Maine.
Oh, forgot about Maine. Everybody forgets about Maine. Maine, New Hampshire, the
Oh,
Dakotas.
I got a new job up in Maine.
Oh,
Oh, you
yes,
did?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
working at the factory in Dairy. I'm good. I'm out.
Pennywise.
Like, are you collecting lobsters or something? I don't want to hear it.
He's like, oh, it's a nice, quaint, quiet town. Yeah, because there's nobody alive.
When it rains, go in your house. That's all I
Exactly.
can say.
So it stands to question that this is a show that very much 4 episodes in and hasn't missed a beat. And the fact that they can take the focus off the main character and put it on another character and it still flows, that's good writing.
Yep.
That's good writing. Like you get the beginning, and before you know it, you realize Oswald's hardly even in this episode. You're just like, oh, wait a minute.
But even with the little bits that he is in, gives you so much. Like you see the budget, the blooming of him and Sophia's relationship. You see even how he got on Falcone's good side. Even just these little tidbits that they give you a lot more for the character as to how he is and why he is the way he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the way they started, like I was confused actually. When they started, I was like, wait a minute, we didn't see this in the last episode.
That's what I said. I was like, how much got said between them jumping out the car?
That Kira.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Look, a woman at the center of it all, and folks were captivated. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, I said that last episode. How much got said between the initial jumping out the car and them being on their knees? And now that we're hearing all of it, it's smooth talk when he can pull it off, and then he just goes into full sleazeball with his back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
she actually looked genuinely surprised. Like I kind of thought that she was really keeping him R's babe, but she looked genuinely surprised.
Yeah, I don't think
because look at how she looked at her whole family. We know why she looks at her family the way she does now, because they did this to her and she thought she had somebody.
True.
Yeah, like she looked at Oswald when he did that confession. She's looking at him like it's not surprise. It's more like you did it again. Like I was like, I'm watching you and you did it again. Like in that, and then to see Rush come through and she's like, who does she trust? Rush. That's about it. That's about it. Like you can't trust anybody else. You know, it's like when your entire family sold you up the river, except for your brother. Take the back. Your brother was backing you, but you know, it's only so much power he had because he was a drug addict. You know, so how much power did he really have?
Right, and they make him seem like the scumbag. When the first episode, the way he was talking to Oz, then you find out he's really the only person that actually cared.
Yeah.
Kira says she don't trust Rush. She trusts that little girl, and that's it.
Listen, that little girl just might end up to be old girl from Tarantino's movies. Don't play. She's gonna take revenge on Falcone for that one.
So yeah, it's a vicious cycle. But once again, fantastic episode. Please keep this happy energy. We talked about it on the show before of seeing like this is the type of storytelling we want to see. It doesn't have to be with every character and all the time, but this is a prime example of when you have good writing, everything will fall into place. You have your writing is fantastic. Your cinematography is fantastic. Your makeup team is fantastic. The actors you have on board are killing it.
Shout outs to DC Comics for finally decide to take a chance and not put out the same garbage that they had been before. They're stepping back and they're taking their time to tell stories of characters that are long standing and have got fandoms. But after a while, fans are like, well, why don't we see it from a different perspective along the same lines? You got the Penguin.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious to see what else they do. I'm looking forward to it.
You can do a Superman type film where it's bright and vibrant and everything else, and you can still do a gritty noir crime thing. If they're not doing the GCPD series, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they're not.
But
they should.
They should, and at the same time, I'm glad they didn't, just to make sure not to oversaturate it. But they should. I still think they should in some form later on down the line. Like, look, you gotta touch it. Somebody is agreeing with me. I don't know who it is.
Sorry.
Oh, it's lightning. Oh wait, she's doing it from her phone. That's why.
Hi, you reached the residence of Geek by Heart. Sorry, we're not here to take your call. But if you leave your name, number, and a brief message, we're still going to ignore you. Thank you so much.
No, I don't know how to actually turn that off in my laptop because the phone goes to the laptop. That's why.
Just take a hammer.
Oh my!
What does these MacBooks cost?
Pay for my new my new Pro. Okay, thanks.
So did Carmine just move on to choking people out after this series? Because like, did he just stop his hanging activities and just decide to get his hands dirty? Because
Carmine, that's a sickness that dude has.
Yeah, because he never admitted to hanging everybody, but they suddenly stopped apparently after this. But then went on to
that you think of, that you know of.
Right.
Exactly.
And then went on to choke out Selena's homegirl and her mom, and then attempt on Selena in the Batman film.
Yeah, that he didn't just stop. We just don't know about. We just don't know what he did between that time.
We just moved on to excluding the rope. Got it.
Yeah, like we just don't know.
Vacation.
Yeah, we don't know who else has been in between that time, and so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, like Kira says, she doesn't think he did the wife in, which could still be a possibility.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree, and I'm gonna say why. Considering the fact that he sold his daughter up the river like he did, I would expect that he's probably pushed his wife. He gaslit his wife the same way.
I mean, wait a minute. I think they have said at the very least he did do Selena's mom, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
Then it is pretty much assumed that he did some of the other girls at the not the bar. You know what I'm talking about?
The 44 below.
Not the mom.
Yeah.
Like, then who would he be covering for then? Because you saying
the way they work, they look like they cover for each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely worth another watch, and just because just the small little details outside of that, just visually and the acting, and like I was explaining to my wife, I said it is still amazing to me watching Colin Farrell, and I'm like, I don't see it. It's just like Bradley Cooper doing Rocket Raccoon's voice. I'm like, he's right in my face and he's doing a voice.
It's the eyes. That's the only thing I can see.
So she says because Carmine was surprised when he walked in on her too. I think her mom hung herself because of all the cheating and abuse.
So you're saying that could have been the catalyst for him to become the hangman?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly he loved his wife.
I still feel like he might have killed.
He loved his wife. The side chicks, hoes, and bottom bitches, not so much.
Wow.
That's why I think he killed her.
Okay, Kane. Okay,
I would not be
Kane.
surprised to find out there's two people that have been doing this just not coincidentally, but one is taking note from the other, not like they're in on it at the same thing. I thought it might have been somebody doing it on purpose to try and set the family up, not just the way it went initially, because shock therapy even allowed these days?
Supposedly, I thought it is.
Maybe not in that form, but this is Arkham Asylum we're talking about.
They gave her a football mouthpiece. They gave her a football mouthpiece that was like clear.
Anytime I hear bottom bitch, I think of Hot Damn I Rock when he came out that video years ago talking about the bottom bitch theory. Good gosh, yo, that was a staple on YouTube.
Man.
I mean, we might as well just go back to HBO and talk about Hunter's Point because that's what I'm That's my bottom bitch.
It's my bottom bitch. Oh my God. Before we go to break, we're getting geared up for tomorrow night, actually, but for Thursday for us when we talk about it. We're getting geared up for this next episode of Agatha All Along.
I'm shook after this past one. For real, I'm shook.
And if you don't know, yes, it's Billy Kaplan, but here's the mid-season teaser for the rest of this episode, for the rest of the show.
What does Billy Maximoff want at the end of the road?
Power doesn't interest me. I want something else, something more.
2 harbingers of doom? The only danger to us in this trial is Agatha Harkness.
I do not trust you.
You're so much like your mother.
Mom!
Feels like there's a story there. Get ready for fireworks! Get ready for spectacle! In the end, all roads lead to me. Admit it, you prefer me.
Horizontal? Integrating?
This can end right here, right now.
Will Agatha Harkness finally meet her end?
Agatha All Along. First 5 episodes now streaming only on Disney+.
I want to punch her in the face so bad. I really do.
I'm so glad this show.
I'm not a violent man, but her, I would just punch her in the chest. Okay, just.
Tune in to us Thursday at 8. We will be talking about this show. Yes, Billy Maximoff, aka Billy Kaplan, however you want to look at it, is around. That is Wanda's kid. Oh, it's about to unfold. All right.
Do you think he escaped the hex? Because we saw the kid in the car.
Oh, he wasn't in the hex.
I'm saying, do we think his soul escaped? Because we see Teen in the car.
Oh yeah, I believe it's that. I believe it's that. If they're going that route, it's got to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with chaos magic and mutants and all the above. Because we're not even done with Wanda. There's no way. There is no possible way you are done with it. You do not create a spinoff about the husband and still not have the wife around. It doesn't make sense, right? And now you have her kid running around. Of course, the thing isn't just finding his mother, it's finding his family. Because we still don't know where Tommy is.
Right.
We have another piece.
So to see that he or whoever he was near the hex at the time it was up. So at this body we're talking to was around the same time Billy was in there.
Yeah,
I love that we've gotten another piece of the Young Avengers. I loved it because
it's been unless you know it's been so back in the background that you just other than Kamala Khan, it's been in the background. You don't know, like, oh, we've been getting introduced to the entire team this whole time.
It's about 6 members now.
Yeah,
we're missing Hulkling, official Patriot. We got America, but I didn't like the way they introduced her. Speed, which is Billy's brother. And
Didn't Patriot get introduced in Winter Soldier?
We knew him as Eli.
Yeah.
But if you don't know, then you'll just know him as Isaiah Bradley's grandson.
That's it.
Cat 4 could possibly give us that, and then we have Kate Bishop, who Kamala would grab first. So.
Yeah.
We will see.
Which we are getting another season of Hawkeye, so that was already
please,
announced.
Please go and Marvel, if you can hear us in your infinite voice, do me a favor. Don't put him in that new cheesy ass costume that whoever came up with. That's just stupid. Give him the classic look, the one I cosplay. You already know. If you don't know, go to my Instagram. You'll know.
I definitely have to because I don't think I've
That sounded more like just put me on the red carpet. I have what you need. So we are in the spooky season, and we have been inundated with tons of horror films and tons of scenes that we just can't get out of our head. Everywhere from Psycho, Freddy Krueger, Jason, and just for the record, we know what the movies are actually called, but we're black, so we call them. It ain't called. It's not called Child's Play. It's called Chucky.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever said it as Child's Play ever.
That's crazy.
Wait,
but
think about
he's
it.
not wrong
very
though.
right. He's very right on that.
Like we don't call it Friday the 13th. We say y'all going to see the new Jason.
Yeah.
We don't say like we don't say Nightmare on Elm Street. We're going to see Freddy Krueger. Like we don't. Yeah.
So is everybody genuinely disappointed in the last Freddy movie? Because I can't find anybody who actually liked it.
You can't even get past that Nancy. First of all,
yeah.
The girl that
you hit a nerve. You literally hit a nerve with her there.
You did.
So let's talk about it. I'm glad Laney started. I wanted her to start first.
Actually, been Nancy. That was the worst miscasting ever. And then you have Rooney Mara, who was asleep the entire time. No, I'm sorry.
No, so here we go. Most impactful horror films. What were yours?
Okay, give me a second, because I made my list. Okay, I'm gonna go by how it impacted me, because I think that everyone could probably name like impactful, right? So, for instance, It 1990 version was like my gateway into horror. And in all honesty, like I could still watch it and be unsettled by it today. Wolf Creek was my gateway into torture porn. Like I know that there are others, but I think Wolf Creek like hit a nerve for me. And some like, so I won't watch funny games and things of that nature. Like that's Japanese horror. I said One Missed Call. I know everyone's gonna say The Ring and The Grudge, and I get it, but for me, it was One Missed Call. Now, One Missed Call in the American version sucks ass completely. But,
wait, don't they normally, when they try to transfer them over to the American versions?
I mean, the American version of The Grudge is not that bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even
it's almost the same. I've seen both versions. It's almost the same.
Even The Ring, the American version of The Ring is not terrible either. There are worse. You know what I mean? I wish that they would have done better job in Shudder. Shudder was a great movie, actually. Like I said, that wasn't my gateway into Japanese horror. One Missed Call was. Zombieland for me was like my gateway into horror comedy. Like, don't get me wrong, Shaun the Dead and things of that nature. But I feel like I started to really appreciate movies. And when I was really appreciating movies, that was Zombieland for me. Hereditary is like Toni Collette should have gotten an Oscar, and I don't know why. She should have definitely like. There's just I don't understand that. If Anthony not Perkins, Hopkins can get an Oscar for like 15 minutes in Silence of the Lambs, then Toni Collette could have got it for Hereditary, and I don't understand that.
And that's, you know what? Not a lot of people know that he was only in that film for 15 minutes. Like he was not in that film that long.
Nope, he was not.
It's the same thing with Michael Keaton.
They gave him an Oscar for it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice. He was barely in there 15 or 17 minutes.
Yep.
But it worked. It's pacing is where they put these people. So yeah. So not just those films. What's a scene that is so just ingrained that you're just like it still makes you cringe when you watch it?
Evil Dead 2013 when she is getting the thing in her eye and she is gouging out and all that other stuff. And let's not even talk about the first part of Evil Dead when you really thought that girl was innocent, and the way that they set that up was really good until she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna eat all your souls out. I'm gonna kill everyone last." I was like, "Oh, you got it."
When she was boiling herself alive in the shower downstairs, and then when old girl had to rip her own arm off at the end.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That movie had me get up after I was done, and I was like, I need a cigarette, and I don't smoke.
No, even
you need a palate cleanser after 2013's Evil Dead.
Even the YouTube ads for Evil Dead used to fuck us up because they would come up like it was like only 10 seconds long, but they would sneak up on you so damn fast. So like if anybody was on YouTube back then, we would be in a high school and the thing would just pop out the cellar like trying to break out. Talking directly, is like, yeah, I see this timer. Don't you hit the button? Don't skip it. Don't. And it would every time she would say, "Don't skip it," it would zoom in closer to her like twisted ass face, and we would just rush to hit the button. We wasn't watching that all the way through. Like,
it was the ending, and I was just like, I walked away saying, the entire family, like no one.
Yeah.
I kept saying though, I'm like, I know he passed. I'm like, isn't that technically our last body in the basement? Like, don't we need to go bury him somewhere? And sure enough, he came out with his duct tape hand and all.
I'm like, oh my god,
they better than me. If when I saw that river, I would have to play Frogger. I'm grabbing the nearest log and we just gonna ride this thing out. I would have to swim for it.
Navy, what are name your most impactful horror films, and then we'll go with your most scariest scenes that you just can't seem to relive.
Oh, okay, so it's kind of easy for me because I'm not, unlike Lainey, I'm not big on horror movies, but I love where I'm on the edge of my seat because I'm trying to figure out, are these people going to live, what's going on, and the twist at the end. Phantasm is one of my all-time favorites.
Had a very severe distrust of tall, lanky white men for a very long time.
If you see a silver ball coming at your ass, duck. Don't worry about any kind of weird shit. Just duck. Okay. There was a movie that came out in 76, 77 called The Car.
Okay. I remember that.
I know Chris remembers that. It was about a demonic car that was just taking out everybody, and that scared the shit out of me because I was like, "Where is this damn thing coming from?" John Carpenter's The Thing. There isn't a scene in there that doesn't make me go, "What the actual fuck?"
That's on my list.
To this day, you're stuck. Like, who is lying? Like.
That was what you call a serious whodunit.
Oh, nah, Cooper's hands getting chopped off. That was a nice jump scare. That was on my list.
That was on my list too. I was like, Favre Nugent. One Missed Call. I know Lainey mentioned One Missed Call. Those are the ones that I really like. Poltergeist. Never trust TV the same ever again.
Or clowns.
TVs, clowns, and closets. Fuck y'all. That's all I gotta say.
And
fuck
chairs,
all y'all.
Actually, chairs
and chairs. Yeah. But I do trust tennis balls. So, and Blair Witch Project.
I had that down too.
Using simple to create something that just you can't look away from. You cannot look away from it. If I had to say, there's two scenes, and one of them Lainey mentioned was in The Thing, where they were trying to administer CPR. His chest caved in and you saw those teeth, and then everything went to hell. Meanwhile, people are still strapped in the chairs. The other scene where everybody strapped in the chairs trying to test who it is. They found out who he is. And he just come loose, and everybody like, cut me loose. What the fuck? That was almost comedy gold. And I'm like, he's like, cut him loose. This man's not trying to die. And Blair Witch Project, when you finally get to the end, and you see them standing in the corner, and then the camera falls. I don't know anybody else, but I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What's going on? What the fuck? That was all. Simple does it so much. That's all I got, because I'm a little bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
Kira says the meat hooks in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And shout out to Dead Meat. the YouTube channel because I'm a little scaredy cat, so I'll use them to look at certain ones. So thank you for Dead Meat. I appreciate y'all.
Bama says
I go to them too when I just want to see who didn't make it. I'm like, cool. I'm just waiting for the kill count video.
Everybody's gonna die, so what does it matter?
I didn't make it to see the second to last Friday the 13th, and I'm like, I just want to see if the mob makes it out or not.
Wait, it's just funny. I'm sorry, it's funny the way you
started going up and up. I'm like, how
it's funny how they described the second to the last Friday the 13th. It was like that was about 2 weeks ago.
Well, not
that part.
Maybe 3 weeks ago prior to the first Friday.
That part.
The pre not last Michael Myers movie. they white people can't jump properly. Like, stop taking turns. This is not an Arkham fight.
Shoyo, I'm not sure how ingrained in the horror genre you are, but I think you've been privy to a couple.
Horror used to be my favorite genre of movies, but see, I'm a different type of horror person because when I was a kid, I used to watch horror movies and I used to think they were funny. Like I literally like
you would
like I used to like actually like y'all were talking about the Evil Dead. Now there's a scene in that movie that bothers me to this day, and it's when the evil basically goes inside her in that 2013 version. That shit always bothered me.
I agree.
But besides that, I can I'll watch other movies and just be like, I just kind of like this is funny because it's like it's trying to be scary, but it's not scary. But I'm a thriller person, so I tend to lean more towards thriller is my favorite genre still now. But thriller horror, like Texas Chainsaw was definitely a big one for me. Love Texas Chainsaw. I know that there's so many different versions, but my favorite version is the early 2000s one. That's a favorite. I mean, then all the really horrible ones that like the Poughkeepsie tapes.
Oh wow. They don't mention that one too much.
Yeah, like I don't like them, but these are some of the things that I like when I watched that I was like, oh, okay, horror kind of cool, it's kind of okay, because I'm not really a fan of like The Exorcist and stuff like that, because it does nothing for me when it comes to paranormal stuff. So The Conjuring was cool, but it wasn't like a thing for me. Grotesque, that's some crazy shit. Okay. Like the Serbian film. I'm just, it's like the crazy thriller ones are the ones that kind of get me because they also sometimes make me think. But the scenes that have been like the craziest for me, definitely that scene from Evil Dead. And then the biggest, like I realized like I am not that type of person, is the Human Centipede. I will never forget. I will never forget. I was in the library watching it with my best friend at the time.
Library?
Yes.
Why would you do that?
High schoolers, it came out, and I was just sitting there like, I mean, that's when I realized that and then also as like a science person, I hate when people use science for unethical things. That shit bothered me to the core. Like it just ripped me so bad. Look, I like anytime people mention the Human Centipede, if you mention that movie to me, say you want to watch it, immediately I'm gone. I cannot do it.
I am no longer your friend.
The soul. It bothers me.
And they made sequels.
Oh my god!
They made sequels. They made 3. They made 2 more.
The South Park episode.
I have to say, I've seen every single one, and every.
Why?
It's something about forcing yourself.
Because I couldn't do it.
It's something about now. See, I haven't ever rewatched one, but it's something about forcing myself to see it because I know it's gonna be. It's like I don't know why. Because maybe I just have a problem. It's giving masochism because every single time it made me want to throw up. Or because the first one, I got up out my chair at the computer and I ran to the bathroom to go throw up. But I just
what the actual hell?
And you're not going to see Terrifier.
I've been hearing Terrifier.
Oh, I've seen Terrifier. Terrifier is crazy.
I've heard
Lainey has seen Terrifier. She's seen the first 2.
Yeah,
Terrifier
no, I
is
haven't seen the third one.
nuts.
I've seen the first two.
Terrifier is just blood, gore, and slap. It's unnecessary, but it's not like scientifically unethical. That's why Human Centipede pisses me off so much. Because it's just so I can't wrap my head around it. Like, why would you do this? Like,
Y'all realize Art the Clown is this generation's Freddy
Human
and
Centipede.
Jason, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah,
I don't think so
I
because
said this
I
generation.
think he's a slasher, not like Freddy.
Not on that degree, but more like a horror icon.
ew.
Oh yeah,
No, I would hope not. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, he is, because
Yes.
you see him at conventions. People are like, "Oh my gosh, it's Art the Clown."
Hey
Nigga.
man, in
They
that
use him
The
as
whole TikTok,
memes and
he's a
everything.
whole TikTok meme now.
Yeah.
in that second one when he had that bag full of shit and dropped it on the doorstep, I said, nah. No.
The last scene, the last scene.
Like
Spoilers
when
when
he
he
did that girl in the bed, I said, no. What am I watching?
I'm good. I don't ever want to see it. I have no interest in seeing
It's
it.
crazy. It's crazy. It's just pure like insanity. Like, why am I watching this? But Human Centipede is a hard no for me. I wouldn't if anyone mentions it or if you tell me you like it. Oh,
She was like, no longer friends. No longer friends.
can't.
The South Park episode did it for
Like you
me.
see,
I
I'm
didn't
tearing
have
up
to
right
watch.
now because it bothers my brain. I can't wrap my head around doing scientifically unethical things. It bothers me to the core. Like it's just like, yeah, no.
Tafari, what's some impactful horror movies, and then what's some wild scenes that you can't relive?
Impactful. I like a little suspense too. And I kind of like it when they take a unique take on things. So one of my favorite ones was The Collector. I feel like that one wasn't really appreciated enough when it came out. Like trying to rob somebody and somebody already beat you to the punch and made a game out of it. And then we made a sequel that didn't need to be.
He needed his revenge. That's why.
I guess
I gotta go back and get this bastard.
Mhm.
You know what it is? If you're gonna off an entire room of people, you got to do it well. So you're telling me there was just blades in the ceiling and no one saw that when they walked in? Like, not the people setting up the club, not the DJ, nobody saw just the Swiss cheese maker just in the ceiling. We just collectively ignored that. And you also were able to put a mechanism in the roof that was strong enough to crush an entire room of people without just the mass of them being in there and a gear break. Like, no, thank you. I've seen how shoddy these clubs are built, especially with I live in Florida. I've seen the toothpicks they make these buildings out of. That shit was not
Wait,
real.
what movie is this?
This is the second collector. The collection.
Oh, yeah, not interested.
Yeah, when they kind of Hollywooded it. They kind of Hollywooded it up, and it was okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Goofy, but it was impactful because the Wayans were on it. Both scary. First two scary movies I think were great. Like those I used to watch every time they came on HBO. I get where the horror elements was coming from, but semi took away my fear of puppets, even though it was done in the worst way possible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That
Exorcist. Bama says the Exorcist, which I'll admit, never watched it. I just never had the gall to actually sit down.
It's
I haven't watched it after because like I said, I'm not a paranormal person.
Mirrors is wild. Mirrors
The Demon in Possession
wild.
movie. Demon in Possession movies are hit or miss for me. Like Evil Dead was great. I don't know, that second Conjuring, whichever one was in like Europe, I got annoyed halfway through. I'm like, at this point, this ghost isn't a ghost. This is like an annoying ass roommate. You just gonna disturb my sleep every night? Only to find out you was a victim. Like, nigga, you could have started with this. So by the time
I'll be honest. The Conjuring series tend to be all right.
They were all right. It's just when the old man was like, "Get out of my house," I'm like, "All right." On night 3, I get it. Night 30, it's like, "Nigga, pay rent or leave me alone." I'll spread some holy water and ruin everybody's day. Fuck this. My kids got school in the morning.
He did not say holy water. Wow.
And then you find out, oh, I'm the victim. I'm like, scream louder from whatever pit you came from. Another one animated that I didn't think was gonna get that crazy. Devilman Crybaby is just. That's just what if the hero was late to every damn time they were needed? because I wasn't. I saw the original and the new one that Netflix
Not
made.
Cujo.
Nobody was safe in that show. Not even the kids.
You talking about Devilman Crybaby?
Yeah, the original one.
Devilman Crybaby is amazing. I love it.
Chrissy says Cujo, and I gotta agree.
Yeah,
I was
Cujo
so sick
was
of that
funny.
kid crying. I was so sick of that kid crying.
Well, Cujo made
I'm
me
so sick
not
of that
really
kid
want
crying.
to be around dogs. For real.
I swear to God, I was like, somebody shut this kid up. There is enough going on in this car. Like, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Speaking of
Shut up and go
crazy
to
ass
sleep.
kids, did anybody see Cabin Fever?
Yeah. Oh, with the kid doing the kung fu off the porch.
The little girl talking like some strange ass child with swords is talking about pancakes. I'm just going in my car. Like I'm not gonna wait around to get bit by you.
Starts doing roundhouses and start yelling pancakes, and I'm like,
I'm just like, what? Why did you stick around for this? I'm not just no to this entire scenario. As a grown ass man, I'm not talking to a lost little white child anyway. Like I'm just, where's your mother? Blackish has taught me enough. Blackish in this episode of Abbott Elementary have taught me enough.
Wait, you see him too?
You know what? Can I count Gremlins as a horror film?
Yes.
You can. You know you
Yes.
can. You actually can.
Because let me tell
Gremlins
you,
counts as a horror film and a Christmas
Gremlins
film.
was a very amazing movie for me because it's also funny. That's comedy horror right there. That was perfect for me as a kid. My dog is literally named after Gizmo because they got the same fur pattern. But nah, when they had that lady coming down there trying to get up the stairs in her chair, I shouldn't have laughed that hard. But the way
that woman was getting on my nerves, man. It's like she was so mean to everybody in that time.
No,
I was like, it was the one time I'm like,
they were singing the carols and then came in there and terrorized the fuck out of her. Oh my god, it was so funny. It shouldn't be that funny, but it was funny.
What's what am I trying to think of? It was an old horror. It's not a Tales from the Hood. It was an old black horror film where there was a bunch of black dolls that came to life.
That was Tales from the Hood.
Was it? With
Yeah,
all
that
the
was
little black.
Yeah, because the dude called them the little nigglets.
I didn't understand that was horror when I was younger. I was like, somebody got to win in this film.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was. They actually have 3 of them, and I watched the 3rd one the other night, and I don't like the 2nd one. Even though it got Keith David in it, I don't like the 2nd one, but the 3rd one almost goes back to form of the 1st one because it's done by the same people. Randy Candief, who was the teacher in the 1st one with David Allen Greer when he was the teacher, and the little boy was he was twisting monsters. He was the teacher in that one, and he was also the director of that film. So I think they kind of went back to form almost.
His father and his mother were in that movie too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's made another attempt at the Leprechaun.
No, the Leprechaun.
Leave it alone.
Funny ass movie, bro.
Leave it alone.
Exactly.
These are the things like I can't.
Nigga. Nah.
I'm just saying, like if we gave Ryan Coogler and Jordan Peele a Leprechaun, just do something.
Man.
How
about that? I give
we gotta break Whoopty in.
Yes.
I've seen bits and pieces.
There's only 2, so if you just have 4 hours, you good. And don't get caught up. The 2nd one is just as good as the 1st one, even though it's more of a horror comedy.
They're both good.
They're very.
I've seen bits and pieces on HBO, never in one sitting. That and Little Shop of Horrors.
That's actually
Little Shop of Horrors. That's me personally, but
I'm not gonna lie. Little Shop of Horrors got me into musicals.
Oh,
Little Shop of Horrors. Tachina Arnold. Tachina Arnold.
She was in there too.
They would sing their ass off.
I grew up afraid of the first It movie, and then I saw what became of the actor, and that took my fear away. Sorry if that's messed up. I did like the way they did the new one, though.
I love the new It series.
I wish they kind of would have kept the semi-alien form at the end. Making him just like a clown mixed hybrid was kind of a weird choice.
What movie?
They wanted to go straight from the book. That I think that's
the new It movie. Because remember at the end of the first,
they have a series coming out called Derry.
Derry, yep.
Yeah, they have a series coming out.
Look, Please tell me when that shit come out, because I'm not gonna remember.
No, actually,
right now,
Salem's Lot wasn't that bad either.
I gotta finish that. I have to finish that. It
wasn't that
good.
bad.
What wasn't bad?
Salem's Lot on HBO. It just came out like last week.
I need to watch that. I still need to finish because I just found the Steelbook. I need to watch the third Quiet Place. I did like the first two though. Game actually comes out this month, so Lainey, if you need things to stream.
Oh, the new Quiet Place. Hell no.
October 27th. What we doing?
I already have 3.
October 27th. What we doing?
The Quiet Place game is like the other game where basically if you scream, then you fucked.
I'm late to the train, but I if you've seen my TikTok, you already know what I said. I started watching From.
I seen it. I saw your TikTok.
I've heard about that.
First off, Harold Perrineau is a great actor in the first damn place. He's a fantastic freaking actor. He's not talked about enough. But I'm sitting there watching this thing, and I'm like, I got questions, and was not expecting that in that first episode. I'm like, oh, y'all win. Okay, we're here now. Let's go.
They went there and snatched souls.
Yeah. So
you got 3 seasons.
Yeah. So
actually, if we're gonna talk about impactful and what I feel like a lot of people was traumatized by and don't even realize they subconsciously carry to this day. Because I watched everyone, including me, who had no business being in the damn theater with my cousin and my parents.
Oh, right.
The damn log scene from Final Destination 2.
Of course. That's talked about all the time.
Nobody, but
that is impacted.
Really
every day in traffic.
So I will raise you what you just said with Urban Legends, the beginning of that that movie.
Wait, what's the beginning of Urban Legends?
When she cuts off, when she gets decapitated because the person's in the back.
Oh, yeah.
From then on, I always look in the back. So between
the
those
seat, I'm crying.
Yes. Don't
that log scene will have you in a way.
Yes.
It will. It. I don't black, white, Puerto Rican, Haitian. It don't matter. You have a way being on that freeway, and you see a truck carrying logs or anything that is tied down. You have an inclination to steer the other way or slow up.
Facts.
Hey, bro, you got that lane all to yourself. Godspeed.
No thanks.
My wife seen me. Normally, I drive one-handed. We seen a log truck, and I was just like, She was like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I don't like that truck over there. I'm trying to get past it. I just need to get past it. I need to get past it because whatever happens, I'll be in front. I don't want to see."
Like that was a collective like, oh, we didn't think it was about to get that bad, and the cop got it the worst out of everybody. All you saw was like the front view of it hitting the car, and then just the rest of him flying out the back in pieces.
So impactful for me was the very first Nightmare on Elm Street. Had me a way of trying to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then teaching myself that, oh, I'm gonna learn to fight these bastards in my sleep for sure.
Ryan,
I'm going to learn to fight in my sleep.
Hi, Dad.
There's the warrior princess,
and she's awake and she's headbutting him. I love it.
Yeah,
hey, Dad.
She is feeling very much better.
That's good. I will have to say, as a child, I had y'all gonna laugh at this one. I had a thing as a kid watching the Blob, the original Blob.
Why would we laugh?
Why would we laugh?
I didn't touch grape jelly for so long.
Now I'll laugh.
I didn't touch. I was like, I didn't touch grape jelly for like a year, and because at the time, it would always, my grandmother had Movie Channel, and they would always show it around this time of year. So they would always show that Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, all of that.
Lord. So you had peanut butter and
So when I said, 2 years in a row, I got sick and just like watching this movie, and I'm like, nope. 3rd year in a row, I'm like, I'm going to conquer this fear. I'm going to build myself up to watch this film and watch Steve McQueen what's this jelly thing, this jelly monster's ass, and conquer that fear, and then watch the newer version that they had, which was even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
That was even, because imagine being a scientist in a hazmat suit and you get snatched down in the manhole cover, horizontal. So that was wild.
You
and snatch down drains. I was like, how's this thing snatching things down drains?
So you avoided refrigerators, manhole covers, and toilets, huh?
No, I avoided jelly for a year, and then Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I avoided that for like 6 months. Now I love tomatoes. Like I eat tomatoes like it's, well, it is a fruit, but I eat tomatoes like a fruit. So it was like I won. I want to say not so much. Those are like more of the scarier scenes from like Final Destination, because it makes you really look at everyday life. Just everyday life.
Walking trucks have never been the same since that movie.
Oh yeah.
You look at it in a way you're just like you like cooking with propane or charcoal? Charcoal. Wood chips and charcoal.
Go to the fair, I'll just be getting funnel cakes. I ain't getting on no rides.
No rides.
I would not get on the Ferris wheel, not the tilt-a-whirl. Nope.
Not a
you ever flown in a plane? Nope.
Ever parachuted?
Watch how you cut that grass. Stay out the way.
I'd be at a NASCAR event.
Yeah, all of that. Just
if there was ever time that phobias got introduced, we can blame Final Destination for that entire thing. Every phobia. There were brand new phobias that were created because of that series.
Like, I didn't realize I didn't like children playing with birds. I didn't realize I didn't like that. Like, you don't know what you're gonna do.
I'm curious if there are new teenagers on the road who don't get behind log trucks because they know, or because they just see us doing it now.
I think it's part. Yeah, they see us doing it now.
That's part of the culture now, to be honest with you, because there's memes about that. Like,
you don't want to be behind anything that has a big load. Yeah.
No.
Yep. That's
if
why
you got a wide load, I'm speeding past your ass, or I'm staying.
Shut up, baby. It was like it's a whole show being built, and I'm not.
Chris heard me. I don't know if anyone else heard me. So
I didn't hear you, but I could already tell that it was something.
I sense the spirit of the chaos.
Fight Night is cool. Fight Night is cool. Fight Night is cool. The Fog.
I had a Fright Night.
The Fog is another one.
Oh Lord.
Fright Night.
Fright Night.
Both versions. Fright Night. I can't remember who the main actor. McDowell was in the
Roddy
first
McDowell.
one. Yeah, Roddy McDowell.
It was Roddy McDowell.
Second one is Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yep.
Yeah.
And both of them are really good.
And of course, Dr. Who was in there too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
so the Fog.
I gotta add because it ruined. I feel like it ruined all the boomers, my parents' generation.
She said,
"Can you hear me?"
No.
Yeah, it glitched.
It was a fantastic answer. Your internet said, "No, don't tell him."
Hey, I feel like
you're good now.
And it's Jaws. The way that I didn't understand that people saw Jaws as a horror movie, because I love Jaws. I was like, I'm a shark person. I absolutely love sharks.
You were rooting for the shark.
That scared like a whole generation of people.
Are you a fish person too?
Let me tell you something. When the mayor,
that's why.
Let me tell you something.
That's why.
When the mayor says, "Oh, there are no shark attacks, everybody's okay," and I look at the current climate of things, and you know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, you know what?
The man
People
goes to
are
the beach
stupid.
in a suit.
I swear.
The mayor went to the beach in a suit. How serious can you take this fool? Seriously.
There were several attacks, and you are telling me, "Oh, there's no attack."
They wasn't listening, man. It's
I like Jaws the ride, I think, more than the movie. At least back when they was, I don't even think they let you have a prop shotgun on the ride anymore.
But
you, I mean, you also not. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I watched every Jaws movie, every snake movie you can think of. Those was my favorite two animals, and snakes is still my fave. I'm watching. It don't matter.
See, I knew all animals bend the knee to show you. I knew it. And it's always the most dangerous ones.
No, those are some fights. Hey man. Oh my god, because Deep Blue Sea?
Yeah, I never saw
Deep Blue
Jaws.
Sea made me mad.
I never saw Jaws.
Shout out to LL Cool J for surviving.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't need to see Jaws.
100%.
I had Deep
Blue
Blue
Sea
Sea.
was not a horror. I don't know.
It's a thriller. It's not a horror. I agree.
How you gonna have Samuel L. Jackson give an inspirational speech and then get taken out?
We are going to get out of this because wham,
right.
Yeah, I was very much there for LL surviving. I'm like, I don't need to see Jaws. I know we don't make it. And sure enough, I'm like, I know he had to get in his contract. Like, I get one cool scene. You ate my bird
and roasted it.
Oh, if you think about it, LL has survived 2 horror movies.
Yeah.
Yep. He was in crap. What's it?
Zombie Resurrection. H2O.
That's what it was.
H2O.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what about the influence Hellraiser, the whole Hellraiser franchise has had?
Ooh, that's where Gory started.
I steer clear.
Here's a puzzle box. Here's a finger for you. I'm out.
I never saw any of the Hellraiser.
The ancestors in me. I've seen somebody like, a puzzle box, and I was like, no. What we not gonna do, at least with me in the peripheral, or is gonna play with that. I don't think so.
I'm just not gonna trust a man that looks like he just, didn't use the safe word. Going to talk about you have been chosen. No, I have not.
Who you want is right over there. I ain't seen you. I don't know you, and I'm going out the door. Goodbye.
The funny part is, I've never finished Hellraiser. I can't, and I've watched a lot of other messed up movies, but I cannot seem to finish that one, no matter how many times I try.
Crazy sounds. I finished that one, and I'm wary of mattresses. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
What was the Ouija board?
What was the one that came out?
Ouija board. I will not touch a Ouija. When I see a Ouija board,
oh my gosh, Ouija.
First of all, okay.
Ouija in a black house.
There's no, because that's what I say. There's no black person I know that's touching a Ouija board.
Facts.
Not a one.
Right.
Anytime I see it anywhere, I don't care if it's a virtual, if it's on a game, step the game off.
I'm gonna tell you this. I was 14. I was 14 years old, and my brother was 7. And we were up late and we was watching movies, and Ouija board was one of them. And he said, "Hey, grandma found one of those at one of the secondhand stores, because she had all these grandkids that come to the house and play, and it was sitting in the garage.
No.
And the garage was not connected to the house. So it was like 3 in the morning. All right. So we were just like, okay, we can't go out there now because we can't see nothing. Because we ain't got no flashlight, so we can't see in the dark. So I'm like, we gotta wait till like 6 o'clock, So we stayed up till 6. Snuck out the side door. He was like, how we gonna pick it up? And I said, we're gonna use this napkin. We're gonna pick it up out of the corner and set it up against the side of the garage and destroy it. And we did. Next, my mom just heard a bunch of whack. We throwing rocks, hitting it with logs. We tore that shit to shreds.
Oh my gosh.
And then we were done. We left it there. And she said, what were y'all doing? And we was like, we was destroying the Ouija board. We seen the movie Ouija and we didn't like seeing that, so we destroyed it. My stepdad said, I'll go clean it up because they ain't gonna touch it no more. And my mom she was like, her grandmother was at work, so when she came home, she just seen rocks in the driveway, didn't know what was going on, and she was like, those are your 2 oldest boys. There's something wrong with those 2.
Not today, madams.
I'm like, nope, light that thing on fire, finish the job.
I'm
How
pretty
close
sure
we were.
I'm pretty sure Chris and Spartan and maybe Lainey knows about this one. This one scared the shit out of me because anything having to do with military schools and computers, it doesn't work. Evil speak.
Oh my god! I thought you was gonna say at first. When you said military school, I thought you was gonna say house.
Right.
No, that's the other one. But no, evil speak scared the shit out of me. Okay.
If I can't do that, Hal was truly evil.
That part, show you.
Yes.
I do miss when American Horror Story was good.
Everybody loved it the first couple seasons, and then I think what was Coven
They loved.
decline?
No, Apocalypse was their pinnacle, and
Mhm.
then it dropped after
They
Apocalypse.
had
Because
a good.
Apocalypse
That was
revisited Coven.
That was like 8 seasons. They had good, and then
Yeah. Once they did Apocalypse, which revisited Coven, once they did Apocalypse, it started going down. Like it's hard to watch now.
But yeah, all the new ones, I'm just like, I remember when I fell off, and I was so sad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
damn.
that's another one. I will never go to
part where
The
you watch
Shining.
it go crash and burn, and you just like, we just got to go down with this plane.
Yeah, The Shining is another one. I will never go to a hotel that is literally surrounded by mountains.
I don't do that now. Not I ain't even scared.
I do not think The Shining is all that great.
It's not scary at all.
The Shining was more,
Thank you.
The Shining was more
But there's
visual.
many movies that I think
Yeah,
that
it
are
was more of a
scary
visual thing.
because, no.
Because I was about to say, when Choyo was talking about Jaws, I think it's because we came up in the times that are later. So like Psycho, The Shining, these things that people are like, oh my God, this was pinnacle horror. I'm like, this shit ain't shit.
It's not scary.
So, like, when people say The Shining is supposed to be pinnacle horror, I'm like, I guess, but
It's not scary.
It's visual horror.
not.
Like, it's more visual horror just because. So number one, the Jack Nicholson bar scene will always be like, this is the reason why you don't go drinking by yourself in a hotel room, in a hotel bar, drinking by yourself, having a conversation with yourself, not realizing nobody else in the room with you.
Yeah,
no.
As a kid watching that, you don't pick up on the visuals. You pick up on the stuff like the twins and the blood flooding, flooding in the hallways. You pick up on that little bit of stuff. But when you really, it's those quiet moments, like you said, Spartan. It's those quiet moments when you're in. He's at the bar, and he doesn't realize, dude, you're talking to yourself. There is nobody else in here. You already falling off the deep end.
You know that's bad when the other self makes a better argument than you do. old boys making plenty facts, not realizing you are talking to the other side of your psyche. Just
another one I'm surprised nobody's tried to do again or do some kind of iteration of is the 13th Ghost.
I love that. I actually really love that movie.
The original was great, but
I loved it though.
The original wasn't good. It was really good.
House on Haunted Hill, 13 Ghosts.
And you survived it.
It's another one. Oh my God. Anytime you go into a room and they say, if you stay here for the night, and I said, well, you know what? I'm not. Thank you very much.
Matter of fact, I
don't need the money that bad. I don't need the money that bad.
As most black people do when they go to a house that ain't ours, when it starts getting nighttime, the sixth sense kicks in, and all of a sudden it's like, but if you like to stay, nah, we're good. Thanks for hors d'oeuvres. We're good. We gonna head on out.
Would you like a ride up? No, that's okay. I brought my own car. I'm good. I got directions. I got the way back.
We leave nothing to chance. MapQuest is already printed out in the car seat.
Not MapQuest. Oh.
Hey, that's the backup. Because I'm telling you,
how you got to the party back in the day. Just
I said, we are hardcore pirates. Through and through, we will find our way out. Like, you know what? I need to hit the road before it get dark because, I seen it with no gas stations on the way, and I got like half a tank. This is enough for me to get out of here, so I'm good.
No gas. I'm like, when it gets black,
no gas is crazy work.
He said blue black. Oh my God!
When it gets blue, when you in those parts of areas where it's you don't really black was 2 hours ago. This is the part where it's like
it's
you can high beam and still get lost.
Yeah,
yep,
it was
that's
blue,
purple black right there.
Blue black and dead tired, and you just like dead tired, dead quiet, and you just
that part.
Your high beams look like flashlights. They don't get very far.
When that part that you just said, Fury, was the quiet. When you're driving and you don't hear spit, that's when you're immediately paranoid because I'm like, oh, I'm being watched.
And apparently, when you're driving in town and there's a fallen tree in the road, you don't go find another way. You just go back the way you came.
If there's anything Silent Hill has taught me, when you see fog, turn around and leave.
That part.
How much space is around the tree? Because I can just weave around it. I'll get some mud on my tires. I don't care.
I will tell you this. Me and my wife, those who knows, we stay in Cleveland. And first couple years of our marriage, we used to go to Puddin Bay, which is like the party island. you know, and so we had to go through certain parts of Ohio where it's nothing but cornfields.
Nope.
That feels sundown like a motherfucker.
Nothing but cornfields.
You can only imagine.
I've seen enough Children of the Corn to know my car is not a jalopy, a junker, or a piece of shit. It's going to get me where I need to go. I ain't got to stop. You got to go to the bathroom? I got a bottle right here. I'm not. It's like
that's for every survival horror game.
Nope. Got a bottle right here. I got perfect aim. I'll be fine. I'm going to make it through this town.
Man, that's the time you get pulled over the officer. So why do you? So
we actually pulled into a little town. Well, we was going through it because I think they were doing construction one year on this particular road, and they passed us through this little town, and I kept smelling barbecue, but I'm not seeing us. And I'm like,
drive through Giovanni Samuel's hometown.
I don't know, but it was a lot. It was a lot of opposite. And
she don't go back there no more.
Yeah. Right. And see, and our anniversary is around the holidays. So, you know, I'm seeing all this, you know, stuff going up, and I'm like, I smell barbecue. She's like, you better not stop. I said, I didn't say I was. And we seen where it was at, and it was a barn. It was right in this town, but they had a barn, and I seen signs, and it was like some kind of thing. That's where they kind of hang out at. Think of it like Smallville. This is the place they all hang out at. It's just their thing, you know. And I'm like, nope, not my city boy ass. I'm not going up there. I'm like, I will stop at McDonald's.
I will have flashbacks of the movie Porky's. I ain't going to some
see my tail
in the middle of nowhere.
I went to a medium's house one time, never again.
That reminded me when I was stupid and I was trying to date, and I
he said it made his butthole pucker. He was like, I'm out.
Well, not even that. Because she was a part of she was helping us with some stuff in the city that involved if anybody knows about the Ocoee massacre, we got basically a landmark put in, and she was a part of the team. We had remnants of the town, we had politicians, we had descendants of the dead, we had a Wiccan. It was a whole cavalcade of characters for this thing. Yeah. So she has me come over to like kind of document her part of this story they have me editing together. And I'm looking around and I'm just seeing all kinds of Ouija boards and books and spells and potions. And I start texting my friends. I'm like, all right, y'all, if I go missing, it happened here. It just, before I hit send, and Facebook is like, cannot deliver this message. I'm like, the fuck do you mean? I'm like, so I type it again. Cannot deliver this message. I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna go missing here completely. So then I look out back, and she's like, I'm like, what's up with the 3 headstones? She's like, those are the past tenants. They've long since left us, but they've told me they're at peace on the other side. I'm like, I didn't ask all that. What is happening?
I'm telling you, I'll pull a Russell Simmons in a heartbeat. Thank you for coming. God bless and good night. And I'm out.
Then she pulls up this giant ass board of all the people she's apparently contacted, and a couple people, and I'm like, those people left like 48 hours ago. How did you? Don't care. I'm like, at this point, I'm trying to figure out how can I sneak out the door. But Cujo over here is blocking the entire thing, so I can't even like make a break for it without getting past him. I swear to you, I heard this door slam. He didn't move. I hear it slam. And she's like, oh, that's my son. I'm like, I didn't hear footsteps come in this house. What is happening? And then when I leave, somebody says, oh yeah, Facebook was down the entire time. I'm like, for that specific amount of time?
That's crazy.
No, I'm up in Cleveland, Ohio. So it was in a certain part. There's certain parts of Ohio that is, you know, they're just a manufacturing state, you know, so they have
and Indiana.
They got a lot of cornfields, they have factories and everything else, but trust me, there are areas in this state. Mansfield is one of them. They have a place called Mansfield Penitentiary, and they use it for Halloween every year. And I'm like,
that sounds like suffering.
I'm not doing that.
I got one worse.
I've seen that movie too. I
got one worse. When I tell y'all, I got one worse, and this will forever stick with me. And I'm mad because this is where I think the movie Smile came from. My dumb ass was traveling to go see somebody that was 4 hours away from me, and at this one particular, yeah, I know. Thank you, but. Again, this one gas station in the middle of bum whoever nowhere, right? Here's how I knew I messed up. Because again, no, not us. My dumb tail is like, okay, let me go get some gas. First person smiles at me. And I mean, just this side of a Dixie banjo. Well, come on, go. You looking for some gas, sir? I'm like, yeah, I'll take some. Old self-service pump, right? Figured I'd go in there, get some to drink. Every rice patty is smiling at me, and I mean, it ain't a welcoming smile. It is that you look like dinner smile.
Oh hell no!
Oh yeah, Bama. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. God bless you. Good night.
Let me answer this for Bama. Yes, there are sundown towns. They're everywhere. I keep a map on my phone that keeps that I keep updated. Yes.
That's why
there's well-known sundown towns in California. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Yes,
that's why I was at the medium's house, because we were documenting how we used to be a sundown town. So I didn't expect to get almost exercised by a black woman.
Oh, this is why I sit there and say, for a lot of people, I got lucky. The cops told me off the bat, like, you may not want to be around here when it gets dark. And this is a black cop telling me. He said, let me take it back. The first question he said, "Are you armed?" I said, "It depends. If it's a probable cause, or you just ask me because I'm passing through." He goes, "I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm telling you this, not as a cop, as another black person. You do not want to stay out here when it's dark. If you got gas, get yourself to the next town. You can do 100. You can do 100 in your car right now, and I will not flag you." He was that serious.
He said, "Get out."
Yeah, no. They couldn't pay me to even do some shit like that.
The scary part for me is that her house was like on like a main road that everyone drives through, but it was so off in the cut, you wouldn't even notice it if you were looking for it. So I'm just like, if I go missing here, I'm not getting found. It's her, the dog, and whoever the specter is that was slamming the door, not paying bills earlier. Just those are my two witnesses.
That'd be the one time you'll be mad at me about that dog, though. It's like, look, if it's between me and Cujo, Cujo gonna be a rug.
Yeah. My wife will tell you. My wife is from West Virginia.
Nah.
My first time going down there to see her mother and the rest of her family. Trust me, I'm born and raised city. When I tell you, I was tense the entire time. I'm used to getting up and going somewhere at night. Like right now, I can go to the gas station right now, grab me something to drink or some chips. Yeah, you can do that down there, but you're walking somewhere. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No, it's dark. There's no lights. No lights? No, I don't know what's out there. Like I heard crickets. And my wife, I said, "What the hell is that?" And she was like, "Those are crickets." I said, "Those ain't no damn crickets. I heard crickets before." Like, that's not a damn cricket. And I'm like, "This ain't funny. I've seen Wrong Turn. All four of them."
It's that silence that'll kill you. It's that silence that'll get you though.
That or your hometown got superstitions. Growing up, we always got told, if your ass is in Sanford, Florida after dark, and somebody is following you, your options are either fight or run. And that's why Zimmerman got his ass beat that night.
See,
I'm so serious, because everybody's like, well, if you follow somebody, you know what they say about Sanford, you earned that ass whooping.
Ours was cicadas. Ours in Akron, because I was born and raised in Akron. It was Pigman, and that's
Man Bear Pig is real.
Yeah, it was like, yo, do not go in these woods. Pigman. We was like, who the fuck is Pigman? And like that's how the whole thing started. We like, nope, don't go over there, especially at night. We don't know who that is.
That's how I know I was raised in a gun state. That was like, look, you travel 6, 12, or 15, but never travel less than 2. Wait, what? It's like, think about what I just said. Travel 12, 15. Oh, right, took me a second.
I don't want to think about it.
Chris, I definitely think that there are some on my way out to you. Because I told you my brother lives right near you. And a couple times that we've been on 80 and like 70 something, 78, I believe. Yeah, there's times I'm like, I don't want to get out this car at all for nothing.
I've gladly pushed the speed limit and beyond. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to. Yeah, I got it. I'm good. I am so collected when it comes to tires. Good, brakes good, gas locked in.
When me and my dad drive to Essence, it's usually dark by the time we get to a certain part of Louisiana, You drive through Shreveport, not to Shreveport. You get gas full before you get there and just gut it through until you see sunlight.
Now, why you hating on Shreveport now?
Oh, here we go.
You just said that.
Shreveport ain't got Shreveport. There's not enough lights in Shreveport for me after the sun go down. I don't.
There ain't enough lights in the South. Period.
Okay. Shreveport. Is
I mean, you ain't wrong. I mean,
it's nowhere. No matter where I have lived in the South, there is no light. There's no light here, and yet I still walk in the dark. But that's just my choice. But
Shreveport highways are a special level of. I ain't gonna get out here and something bite me in my ass. I'm just gonna.
Actually, I take that back. I take that back. From Middle Tennessee to Atlanta is plenty of lights. Now, if you go east or west, you're screwed.
But Atlanta is different from the rest of Georgia.
Right, but you ain't gotta worry about a ghost getting you in Atlanta.
Well, yeah, but the rest of Georgia.
She's like, well, yeah, there's their part.
The rest of Georgia, though.
No, once you get past Savannah,
don't catch me in Kennesaw. Don't catch me in none of them places at night. Everything is dark, and it does suck because I'll be like, "Where's the fucking lights? I can't see."
I be tripping off when you go past Savannah. You see nothing but plantation houses, and you don't want to see that shit at night.
Oh yeah, well Savannah has hella plantations.
Yeah, you do not want to see that traveling at night though.
Well, we're getting ready to get out of here. You want to tune in to us Thursday at 8 p.m. We're going to be talking about Agatha and what she's been up to, and whatever horror thing we decide to come up with. You know what? I tell you what, go to Blerds Eyeview. Go drop in the comment section somewhere. Drop it on the YouTube channel. Matter of fact, go on the YouTube channel under this video. Drop in what other horror thing you want us to talk about. We may not have covered it. You know, you never know. But until then,
wrap-up protocol initiated, Captain.
All right, everybody say your Hail Marys and your crosses and all that stuff. Make sure we
Hail
clear.
Marys.
Lady, talk to the people. Tell them where you can find you.
What's up, y'all? I'm Lainey from Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart. You can find us at Geek by Heart on YouTube, where we talk about movies, where we talk about trailers. I am currently streaming 3 games. I'm streaming Silent Hill to the remake, also Hogwarts Legacy, and also Echo of Wisdom. So starting this week, I'll be streaming 1 per day. I stream 3 times a week. So the next time I stream should be tomorrow around 8 o'clock. Come see me.
All right. Shoyo.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Shoyo. You can follow me for right now at Adventure Time VR on literally everything. There will be changes to all of my platforms soon, but for right now, I'm taking a break from Twitch. So you can find me on Discord. My link is in my Instagram and every single other bio that I have. We have good fun there. But for now, I'm on a little hiatus from Twitch, but I'll be back in November.
I tell you this much: the way Twitch is going, I think it might be clear for us to go ahead and conquer it now,
right?
Because they've been getting hit. Navy, talk to the people.
Mass exodus.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blerds of all ages. Hey, everybody! It's your boy, the Frosty Bearded Blurticorn, Reverend Navy Montel. If you want to know what shenanigans I'm up to, just find me all over the place. I'm at Navy Montel. Across social media. The combos are coming back. Let's see. I am back on streaming on Twitch every Sunday night since I'm doing a variety. I've downloaded TCG Card Shop Simulator and I stream it on Sunday. Having a freaking ball. Let me tell you, my previous stream is up under Twitch. Navy Montel, you want to check it out? But it's been a blast getting back into it, get back onto my creative stream, and just looking forward to just supporting everybody. I give one quick bit of advice to everyone. Don't take for granted the blessings that you've been receiving. Do not take for granted that this is going to continue, because if you've been given something, now you're being tested to see if you appreciate it and you're going to run with it. I'm telling you, do not have expectations that things are going to go the way you want. That's not a promise. But what you do is you show everyone that you're grateful. You show everyone that you appreciate what you have, and then they will come to you and the energy will continue, and then your next blessing will come. So don't take it for granted. Be grateful for it.
Right. Tafari, talk to the people.
Playing a simulator, Nintendo's going to add you to the list right along with the hackers.
Boo.
I feel like I can't pass the collection plate because I got the lieutenant in my hand, but you ain't gonna sit there and tell me that wasn't a word.
Talk to the people, Tafari.
All right, so you can find me on all platforms underneath this name. I post on Mondays to try and make them a little less terrible. Latest skit is about how Jujutsu Kaisen fans ruin every damn thing. And we cannot. We look. The series is over. We cannot let them do to other series what they did to that show and that manga. Just
pretty much.
No. Like everything I learned about that show was against my will, similar to the Kardashians. But as far as this channel, you can catch us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I usually do the clips. Hello to the stage crew, because y'all have been showing up for like every bit of Kev on stage we post. So appreciate y'all. We are 80 away from 4,000 on this channel.
Yes. Thank you very much to the people.
Yeah, so we are 80 more. Share, tell a friend, please, and thank you. Congratulations goes out. Shout out Cloudy McDoom, who just had a birthday pass by. And to the power couple of Anitis Quinones and AJ Beckles. Anitis, you can catch now in theaters as Mirko on My Hero Academia. You're next. AJ is actually starring in the main role in Don to Don. And we have interviews with all three of those out on the playlist. Feel free to go watch those.
Spartan.
Yes, you usually can find me Black_Spartan615 and on the socials. Usually reviews on everything, including gym stuff. Why? I got kids. I got kids. I got show's still running. How the Frack Got Here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Get Bit Podcast. Please check out the most recent one. We had a little bit of a program issue, but thanks to Tafari and Joe for holding it down Friday. Of course, we'll be back here 8:30-ish next time. Again, check out the blerds.org website as we literally do contributions everywhere at the same time, guys. Also, for all those that did say, checked out for Zuri, please, thank you. My family appreciates that. She's happy and healthy, and of course, right now snoring on my chest. So
I was gonna say she looked like she's snoring up a storm right now.
She is good and knocked out. Also, like the good Reverend said, because I'm just the Deacon Deadlift, he's the Reverend of the Church of the Blurred of the Holy Sanctified. A like, a share, a follow basically means the world but costs nothing. Simply put, it's a lot easier to do. At the same time, guys, please check out Tafari TV because he still has the 3 videos for how to survive a con, how to do what to do at a con, and what to do after a con. And I forgot what the 4th video was, Tafari.
I think the latest chapter was weekend weather. I'm considering making another one. I'm debating it.
All right. But still, check out all 4 videos because the same rules that I have in life are applying there. First and foremost, cosplay is not consent. Respect the cosplayers. Please treat people like human beings. It's not that freaking hard. At the same time, cosplay is for everyone. The only rule that we have is don't do blackface. Don't want your ass kicked at a con? Don't do blackface. And I know I have to keep saying this, but hygiene is important, especially because now that more that I have kids and I want to bring my kids to a con, if you want to bring their kids to a con, and the fact that some of y'all are just some nasty mother. Anyway, please wash up, use soap, use deodorant, wear clean clothes. It's not that freaking hard. The number 3 rules I have for myself, for everyone else, in a world that is cruel, that is unkind, be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
All right. I am your man on the wall, captain of the ship, Chris Fury. Thank you to all over the IG channel, everybody on the YouTube channel. Go over to the YouTube channel, hit that like, subscribe, hit that bell, notification bell, so you find out when we go live and when we talk about all these great things. Do not forget, share it with a friend. Tell that friend to tell another friend and tell that friend to tell that friend and their parents and all that other stuff in between. That was a mouthful. That's more than my mantra. Anyway, you can check us out Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube, Twitch, IG. You can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. You can also watch us live on your Roku and Amazon devices through Always Press Record. And as I always do with every show, I want to thank the crew. Thank you out there watching. And we will see you Thursday to talk about Agatha and whatever horror stuff we decide to pick up. But without that, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and most of all, encourage yourself and others. Chris Fury, we're out.